When military analysts reviewed the latest battlefield developments this week, they expected routine updates from the front lines. Instead, they were confronted with something far more consequential, a deepening Ukrainian campaign targeting the economic lifeline of its adversary. Quietly and with growing precision, Ukraine has shifted its focus toward the infrastructure that fuels Russia's war machine, and the effects are now rippling across the region. Today, the spotlight falls on Ukraine's expanding strikes against Russian energy assets, a strategy aimed not just at damaging facilities, but at squeezing Moscow's ability to fund and sustain its war effort. This marks one of the most direct challenges yet to Russia's economic stability since the beginning of the conflict. Intelligence officials say these attacks signal a shift from battlefield attrition to strategic economic warfare. In a major escalation of long-range drone operations, Ukraine hit Lukoil's Filanovsky oil rig in the Caspian Sea, marking the first attack on Russian offshore oil production. At least 4 drones struck the platform, halting output from more than 20 wells. The Filanovsky field is among Russia's top offshore producers, making the shutdown a direct blow to Moscow's export revenue. The Caspian strike was part of a wider campaign. In recent days, Ukraine has launched coordinated drone assaults across multiple Russian regions, hitting refineries, depots, pipelines, and gas facilities. Several oil sites caught fire, and Russian air defenses were stretched thin, trying to intercept dozens of drones aimed at key production hubs. The strategy is clear. By disrupting the infrastructure that converts crude into market-ready fuel, Ukraine is targeting one of Russia's most critical sources of wartime income. While Russia says overall refining output remains stable, fuel export routes through the Black Sea and Azov Sea have declined sharply, partly due to drone disruptions and wartime operational challenges. Western analysts say these disruptions are beginning to show up in shipping data, insurance risks, and pricing signals on global energy markets. Ukraine has also expanded its campaign to the maritime domain, targeting ships in Russia's so-called shadow fleet, tankers operating outside standard registries to evade sanctions and keep Russian oil flowing to foreign buyers. Hitting these vessels doesn't just disrupt commerce. It threatens the covert networks that Moscow relies on to bypass international restrictions. The immediate impact is chaos. Refineries shut down, fires burning, production paused, and export logistics disrupted. But the long-term effect may be even more significant. By forcing Russia to divert more resources toward defending and repairing its energy network, Ukraine is reshaping the economic balance of the conflict. Russian officials have attempted to downplay the damage, but satellite imagery and open-source reports tell another story. After the offshore strike, production halted and emergency crews worked through the night to contain fires. This shift marks a major evolution in Ukraine's approach. Early in the war, drone attacks targeted nearby military sites. Now Kyiv is striking hundreds of kilometers inside Russia, going after production facilities, export terminals, and even the vessels that carry Russian crude around the world. Analysts say Ukraine's strategy is designed not only to weaken Russia's war capacity, but also to force global markets to adapt to a conflict that now stretches from trenches to trade routes. As Ukraine pushes deeper into Russia's economic infrastructure, the questions grow louder. Will Moscow retaliate with larger offensives? Will this economic pressure trigger real negotiations? Can Ukraine sustain this high-risk campaign? Some experts warn that sustained energy attacks could provoke broader regional tensions, especially if export disruptions spread to partners who rely on Russian fuel. What's clear is that every strike, whether on a refinery, an offshore rig, or a sanctioned tanker, sends the same message. Ukraine can reach deep, disrupt effectively, and threaten the economic core of Russia's war machine. And the world, watching closely, may be in for more surprises.